Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my February book haul. This is not bad by my standards really, because I think there's like 12 books here. I only bought 5 of them. The rest are review copies or things that I won, so this is just like unheard of for me. Hopefully I can keep that going. And to be fair, last 3 books that I bought this month were because Dimmix had a sale on their science fiction and fantasy books, and I couldn't resist. Without further ado, these are the books that I picked up this month. I can't remember if I hauled this in my January video, but it is the Penguin Teen Australia Super Proof for 2018. Purple spine, white covers, purple sprayed edges. And yes, so I picked this up when I went to the Penguin Showcase and saw Love, Simon. So got that. Then when I went to YA Day at the end of last month, I won a little book pack. So I ended up with Valentine and Ironheart by Jodie McAllister. I did read Valentine earlier this year, or was it the end of last year? I can't remember, but I have read it. I wasn't going to continue with the series, but I have got the book now, so now I'll be continuing with it, and now I've got a full set. For my review copies, which I received from Alan and Unwin, I did request 2 of these, and 2 of these were sent to me unsolicited, so thank you very much to Alan and Unwin. I very much appreciate it. The first one that you'll have heard me talk about during my weekly wrap-up was White Knight by Ellie Marnie. I absolutely loved this book and I can't speak highly enough of it, so I'll leave a link to my review of it up above so that you can check it out. I also requested and received LYLA, which is part of the Through My Eyes Natural Disaster series. I wanted to read this because I've heard really good things about this particular series. While this is part of the Natural Disaster series, there's also another one which I think is set in war-torn countries, and these are stories about children who are living through either war zones or disasters. And I haven't had a chance to pick up any of them, but when I saw this was up for review, I wanted to check it out because these are things that would be really useful in the upper grades at my school. So this one I think is set during the Christchurch earthquakes, and that's quite relevant because we hear quite a lot about that over here in Australia, and I thought, why not? Let's give this one a shot. Then I received 2 books unsolicited. The first one is Babylon Berlin by Volker Kutscher, and I believe this is a translated work, but this is also a Netflix series, so before I watch that, I'm going to read the book for once. And then they also sent me Widows by Linda LaPlante, and I read one of her books last year, and that was the first time I'd read one of her books, so I'm really excited to pick this one up, and this cover is really striking and I quite love it. Thank you, Alan and Unwin, for knowing that I do like to read crime books every now and then. Then we have the books that I purchased. So the first one was Altered Carbon by Richard Morgan because I watched the Netflix series. See what I'm doing here? That's why I want to read Babylon Berlin before I watch the Netflix series. And I really want to pick this up and read it because I really enjoyed the show, and you know, the source material is usually better than the TV series or the movie, so I want to check this one out. You will know that I also picked up a new copy of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley because I'm doing a read along this month. I'll leave a link to that video up above if you would like to join in. And I really love this cover. If I'm going to sit down and put myself through reading a classic, which is kind of vaguely traumatic every time I try and do it, I want to have a nice book to do it with, and this is just gorgeous. It's the Barnes & Noble edition. It's sort of the faux leather cover. The end papers are really cool, and it has red sprayed edges, so I'm excited just because the book is pretty. Yes, I can be that shallow. Then the last 3 books are the ones that I picked up from Dimmix's science fiction and fantasy sale. So the first one is the 3rd book in Justin Cronin's series, and that is The City of Mirrors. This is massive, guys. It's huge. I have really enjoyed the series so far. So the first book was The Passage, then The 12, and then this is The City of Mirrors. And it's a strange type of series where it sort of seems like genre that it would be like a fantasy horror type-ish story or paranormal horror type story, but it really reads like literary fiction, so it's really kind of interesting and not what I would normally read for myself, except that I thought it was genre, and so I started reading it and then got sucked into it. So I'm excited to see how the series concludes because it's really well written, it's really interesting and unique, and it's sort of vampires and monsters like you haven't really seen them before. Then I picked up 2 first books in a series because I've heard nothing but good things about these particular series, and why not? The first one is the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. This one has been very highly regarded here on BookTube, and I haven't read it, so yay for adult fantasy because I am feeling more like adult books this year so far. That tends to be what I've really enjoyed the most, with some exceptions. And I also picked up Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie because I've heard nothing but good things about this as well, and it's sci-fi, so yes. Plus artificial intelligence. I like it because I believe that the main character in this used to be a warship, or a spaceship. I can't remember which one it is. Starship. Wasn't even, well, it was one of them. She was a starship and she was put into a human body, and I just think that sounds so incredibly intriguing. And just for something a little bit different, I also have some Bookish Things. I used to do this all the time where I'd share the Bookish Things that I picked up during the month, but I haven't been for the last little while. So the first thing that I picked up is this gorgeous pin from That's Lovely Dear, which is Chami's store. And I also picked up a mug while I was at Demix buying those books. It's still in the box. The mug is not particularly bookish, but since I do tend to drink tea or something out of a mug while I'm reading, I thought I would share it, and this is a Melbourne mug. And it's just gorgeous. I couldn't resist it. So that is everything from me for today. Those are the books that I picked up. Let me know in the comments, what have you picked up recently? What are you excited to read from what you have picked up, whether it's physical books or ebooks, let me know. I hope that wherever you're in the world, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.